What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Combat Sports Media YouTube channel. This is your boy Sev, and before I go any further, please like and subscribe, especially if you enjoy the kind of content that I put out. I love talking boxing and combat sports, and I like to mix in a little bit of history with it whenever I can. But in this video, we're going to be talking about the upcoming welterweight bout between Lucas Santamaria versus Devon Alexander. That's right, Devon Alexander, the former junior welterweight and former welterweight titleist, will be making his return to the ring. The last time he competed, he was knocked out by Ivan Redkach. He also, I believe, suffered a loss before that fight as well. I forgot against who. And before that fight, he fought to a draw with Victor Ortiz. And by the way, it was Andre Berto. So he's coming off of a draw with Victor Ortiz, a loss to Andre Berto, and then a knockout loss to Ivan Redkach. So he's clearly in a slump. I personally thought he was retired, and I personally never even thought much of him as a fighter. I remember back in 2009, 2010, when HBO was really pushing him. I also remember the unification fight that he had with Tim Bradley, where Tim Bradley essentially just ran him over. I thought he was a little bit overrated since day one. I'm not saying he was a bum. I'm not saying he wasn't a quality at any point in his career or anything like that. I just think he was never that good. You know what I'm saying? He was just a whatever fighter that was made out to be some potential great, you know? His best win is probably, I don't even know. It doesn't even matter. The point is, the last time we saw him against Redkach, he looked washed up. He really did. And he was never even that good to begin with. He's a southpaw. He's maybe about 5'9". Stylistically, he's a boxer puncher. Even though I never really thought much of his power. I never really looked at him as a knockout guy. The knockout against Juan Urango was great. But name me 2 or 3 other guys that he did that to. You know what I mean? So he is mostly a boxer. He's got decent skills. However, a lot of it has eroded. I personally think he should be retired right now. He's been off for a few years. Maybe he had a few injuries that we don't know about that are now healed up or what have you. I hope he's not doing this because he's ran out of money and needs more. Because the guy that he's going to be in with is, and this is the real reason why I'm making this video, is because I think this kid, Lucas Santamaria from Garden Grove, California, is someone to potentially have your eye on. Even though his record is something like 11-2-1, he's a lot better than what that record says. For example, I could think of many undefeated prospects in the 140 and 147 pound division that are on his level, that we like to keep our eye on and are undefeated. So don't let his record fool you. I think he's a quality fighter that we should be looking at. He's a switch hitter. He's always constantly switching between the orthodox and southpaw stances. He's a boxer puncher, and though he's a Mexican-American fighter, he doesn't fight like the traditional Mexican fighter at all. You could tell, but you could tell that he was very much influenced by the American style, and I'm sure he looked up to many American fighters when he was growing up as a kid. He's also got some athletic ability as well. He's got some good legs. He can move around the ring a bit. Like I said, he's constantly moving, switching between stances, and he seemingly likes to work off the jab. And by the way, I didn't mention that he has 2 losses. I just wanted to let you guys know that one of those losses was, I believe, his last fight against a guy, I believe, by the name of Paul Kroll, if I'm not mistaken. Well, Kroll got the decision, but he clearly lost that fight, in my opinion. That was a robbery. We just haven't really heard about it. It happened last year, by the way, but you probably don't know about it because it wasn't a high-profile fight, but it was a clear robbery. So, and then the other loss was very early in his career. I believe it was his 3rd fight against a guy that's now 16-5 out of Mexico. So, in my opinion, and I don't know, and that was a 4-round decision loss. I don't know how that fight went down. I didn't see it. It was probably not even televised. But I am here to tell you that I know for a fact that the second loss that he supposedly suffered, it wasn't a loss at all. He clearly won that fight, and unfortunately, the judges made a terrible decision and gave the fight to the other guy. He also has a draw against the 6'3" junior super lightweight. I forget his name, Marquise something or other. I'm sorry, I'm really bad with names. I'm not too familiar with him as a fighter, other than the fact that I just know that he's really tall. And if I'm not mistaken, it's the same kid that was in Gervonta Davis's camp helping him out for the fight against Barrios. So he has a draw against that guy, and a loss very early on in his career, and then another loss which was a complete robbery. Again, this kid is talented. You could look at him as an undefeated prospect. I don't see much. Look, we look at guys like Josue Vargas. He has a bullshit loss, but we still treat him like a blue chip prospect because we know the kind of talent that he possesses and what he's got. So we're curious and we follow guys like that and look for them to get into big fights. Same thing with this guy. That loss, look past those losses. This guy is a hungry young fighter from Garden Grove, California, and he's a unique fighter, somewhat tricky fighter, and I'm just curious, well, what's going to happen in this fight and how he's going to handle it. I believe this is a great opportunity for him against a faded ex-champ. And likewise, I think that it's also, if Devon wants to continue his career, this is the kind of guy that he has to beat to start getting taken seriously again. You know what I mean? If he can't beat this young, hungry kid, then it's definitely time to hang him up because he's already coming off of 2 straight losses and 3 not so impressive performances. So I'm curious about this fight. I'm looking forward to it. But I definitely have to go with the young, hungry Lucas Santa Maria out of Cali. I believe he's got enough talent, enough hunger to beat a faded Devon Alexander, who I never thought of much as a fighter to begin with. I'm not saying he was a bum or anything like that. I just never thought he was an elite level guy. So there you have it, folks. Again, I believe this fight will take place on FS1, if I'm not mistaken, on July. I forgot the date, but check it out on BoxRec or whatever website you guys like to visit to check out your boxing schedule. It's going to be later on this month. We're in July. I believe it's July 17th, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, on FS1, that's the video for today. Please like and subscribe once again. And I'm going to keep pumping out videos. I'll catch up with you guys soon. Peace.